Hi guys, we are back again, and I feel really crazy saying that, back again, because we promised you, I think about 3 months ago, that we would be doing videos, but as you all know, life happens. So we've had a lot going on in our life.
Yeah.
But we just want to use this video to kind of really introduce ourselves again to you guys, but really let you know more about us. First of all, my name is Angelia, but I go by Angie.
And my name's Brian. I go by Brian.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I'm not Diana Ross today with my big hair,
Yeah.
but hopefully it doesn't take up too much of the screen.
All of this section.
But anyway. But Brian and I met, wow, I was going to say, just a few years ago. But about 20 years ago, we met 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And we were both in the Air Force.
Yep. Montgomery, Alabama.
And we were actually introduced through my coworker, who I think Brian had a crush on at the time.
No, I just knew Cherise.
Okay, whatever. He had a crush on her at the time. I don't think that she was really into vanilla guys. But anyway, she introduced Brian and I during a lunch break, and we really kind of we didn't see each other for a while, and I don't even know, maybe it was over a year or so or whatever. My mom was visiting me, and Brian was actually, he had a part-time job, so he's a hard worker. He had a part-time job while in the Air Force, and I ran into him at the mall. And do you remember what happened? Or you don't remember?
I remember you coming in, falling over everything, trying to get my number. And
so not true.
The rest of it's all kind of a blur.
Well, yes, yes and no. That is kind of what happened. I went up and said hi to you. You know, I called him by his name, Brian, which was my way of flirting. You know, and he didn't remember me, which I kind of joked about. How could you forget all of this? But it was really funny, and I kind of tried to explain to him how we knew each other and things like that. And of course, my mom, when we walked out, do you really know him? And I'm like, yes, I do. I'm not just going up to strange men, which is not a bad thing sometimes. It was a public place. But that's how we met. And we've kind of been together during that time, I guess ever since that time, but we really started out our relationship as really good friends, and then we kind of just built from there. And as you guys can see, I'm the more talkative one out of the relationship, I think.
Well, because that's how we sort of met. We did actually meet, but see, it was a little bit different than that. I remember the first time we met.
Okay.
When I first moved into the dorms, you were already in the dorms.
Which dorms is like an apartment for people that are familiar with the Air Force, like your apartment building. Right.
And I didn't know anybody. I went down there, and each floor has a common area with a TV. And when you're in the Air Force, you're broke. So you go down and watch TV in the common area. And I would always see, it was two girls that were really, really pretty. And I didn't know they were roommates at the time, or, share a room, you share a bathroom. And I used to see this one girl that was just like a queen walking around, just really royal, and I was really shy, and I would never go to talk to her, but I would, if she walked by, I'd just smile or something like that. Way too shy. And one day I was sitting down in the day room or whatever, the common areas, and this dude came in and said, "Hey man, you got a minute? Can you help me move this TV?" And so I said, "Yeah, all right." And I started walking down there, and he started going. I said, "I think he's going to her room." And then we got closer and closer.
Okay, stop. How would you know that was my room if I never even knew you?
We lived on the same floor. No. I lived all the way at this end of the floor, and you lived right past the steps in the middle of the doorway. So every once in a while, we would come get off of work at the same time. I would see you go up and go that way. So I knew you lived on our floor. Not stalking. Not stalking.
All right.
But, and so I went over there to the room, and I came in a room with the guy to move the TV, and there she was. And I thought, I really wish I would have did some push-ups or something before I came in there to puff up a little bit. But we moved the TV, and she says to her friend at the first sight of me, she says, "That's who you got to move my TV? How much do you weigh, 150 pounds? I could move the TV more than him." But I let that roll right off because that's no big deal. And I moved her TV. And that was it. She was moving off base, and I hadn't seen her for a long time. And then one day, a long, long time.
It had to be probably
future,
2 years,
which,
2 or 3 years later,
right.
I guess.
And we were eating ice cream at
a park,
Shakespeare Park in Montgomery, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just talking about different things. And as the conversation went on, we started going back and forth and getting closer and closer to it. And we figured it out. She was talking about somebody, and I said I helped her
roommate
move. And then I looked over and I was like, "I
you
moved your
TV.
I had no idea that she
that
was
crazy.
And so I always joke around, and I call her like Charlie Brown. I say she's my little redheaded girl, which
is black with
she's
a little
not
bit of
redheaded,
gray.
but it's what I mean.
But yeah,
But
that's how
we really met.
I guess it's kind of how we just kind of worked it back together again. But so we've had little episodes of kind of how we, I guess the gods align themselves, the stars, however you want to see it, in a way that I guess maybe we were just meant to be with each other, because there were always events that kind of brought us back to each other.
Yeah.
And which has been a wonderful thing. So, I guess it's just like part one of how we met and our life together.
Yeah.
So, see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Which I know I'll cut that out.
Yeah, the bye part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
But how do I stop this?
Do this.